Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Right, so late last night I watched a segment here on YouTube on Good Morning Britain, which is Tyson Fury and his wife Paris talking to Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby. And it's a very, very good interview. I thought Tyson Fury and Paris come across very, very well. And lots of good things were brought up within their chat. But one of the things that was brought up was Philip Schofield, I think it was, he said to Tyson, so does this mean now you've got the WBC, you're going to go fight Anthony Joshua to get the other belts to become undisputed? Tyson Fury says, I've already been undisputed. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, I'm firmly on the fence, okay? I've got splinters on my backside with this one. I don't care who wins. I really don't. But I don't want to see either of them take a loss. I really don't. So I don't have a horse in the race when it comes to this one. I'm literally 50-50. I support both guys, and whoever comes out on top is whoever comes out on top. I love both of these guys. Now, as far as him saying undisputed, now, what he's saying is that he defeated Vladimir Klitschko, which meant that all the belts that Joshua currently has, he once held. And he's absolutely correct about that. Currently, out of all the heavyweights right now, the active heavyweights, he is the only man to have won every single belt. Historically, we're talking about undisputed now, with like Lennox Lewis and what have you. They never held the WBO because it wasn't needed back then. I think the only person in history was it Riddick Bowe? Didn't he hold every single one of them, including the WBO at one point? I don't know. Either way, Fury is in a very, very small bracket historically for holding all of the belts, including the WBO, which is now important and relevant to become undisputed. So yes, Tyson Fury, now he's got the WBC, has got a trophy cabinet filled with every single belt that he's ever won. And that's necessary for undisputed. So I totally get what it is that he's saying. And again, when you look up and down his resume of achievements, he's won the British, he's won the Commonwealth, he's won the European, he's won all kinds of titles. In fact, he's probably the only heavyweight right now to have won every single belt that there possibly is left to fight for. Outside of the area belt, he never won that area belt. So maybe that could be Tyson Fury's retirement fight. Go fight some dude who we've never heard of for the area belt. Who knows? Anyway, now, the thing is with the undisputed, to become undisputed, when you look at the records, undisputed, the last undisputed champion was Lennox Lewis, because he held all of the belts needed to become undisputed in that time in one go. He held all of them, and that's how you become undisputed. Well, I totally get Tyson Fury's point, and of course the Tyson Fury fanatics who don't like Anthony Joshua. I understand what it is that you're saying, okay? I'm not saying that I don't. But there is a big, big but here. To become undisputed, he needs to beat Anthony Joshua. For Joshua to become undisputed, he needs to beat Tyson Fury. You need to hold all of those belts in your arms. Yes, he never lost those belts in the ring. Tyson Fury never lost those belts in the ring. It's pretty difficult to do so when you're not fighting. So yes, that's why he never lost the belts in the ring. Or a possible reason why he never lost all the belts in the ring. Who knows? Had he not have retired and done what he'd done for those 2.5 to 3 years, maybe he would still hold all those belts and legitimately would be undisputed. Maybe, okay? But again, that's all opinionated, isn't it? Because we don't know that for a fact. Currently, the situation is, if you want to become undisputed, you need to go see Anthony Joshua. Joshua needs to go see Tyson Fury. That's how it currently is. Many things could change. There's no guarantees that he's going to beat Wilder in a rematch. I would heavily favour him. There's no guarantee that Joshua's going to beat Pulev. I would heavily favour him. So these guys need to get it on as soon as possible to legitimately claim undisputed. Again, Tyson Fury, when he defeated Vladimir Klitschko, yes, he held all of the belts that Anthony Joshua currently holds. For sure, yes, he did. But he defeated one man to do that. You don't have to beat multiple men to do it, but fact is, he did own all of them, but he never defended them. Anthony Joshua, with all these belts, he went around belt collecting. He did it one at a time. Beat Charles Martin. Beat the same guy, Vladimir Klitschko. Beat undefeated Joseph Parker. And that as well. So neither one of these guys have any claim to be undisputed. I'm not into this whole fantasy of, well, Tyson Fury, he held all these belts, therefore he's undisputed. No. He's not undisputed. He's not. He's just not. For him to be undisputed, he needs to hold all of the belts at the same time. At the same time. It's much like, for example, I mean, he can say Anthony Joshua, they're my belts, he's holding my belts. Okay, well, Lennox Lewis could come back and say, hey, Tyson, that WBC belt that you've got there, they're mine. I never lost it in the ring. That linealship that you keep talking about, that's mine. Lennox Lewis could say it's Anthony Joshua. And what is it that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua would say to Lennox Lewis? Well, come see me in the ring and come take them off me then. And that's how it's going to be. Joshua will be saying to Tyson Fury, well, if you want these belts, if you believe that they are actually your belts, then come see me. And vice versa. As I said, I'm totally on the fence with this one. Or I'm totally on the fence as to who I would want to win. And unless, of course, I end up interviewing one of them before they actually fight, then that's probably going to be the side that I end up picking on the night, right? But the fact is, he's not undisputed. Look at the record books. The last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world is Lennox Lewis, not Tyson Fury. He may own all those belts, and that's one hell of an achievement. One hell of an achievement, for sure. And again, he's only the second man in the history of heavyweight boxing to have owned the Ring magazine twice. And he's still undefeated, right? He's got a draw on his resume. That should be a win. I think most of us can agree on that one. But again, as to who's number one, I don't care. I really don't care. You can choose Joshua, you can choose Fury. I don't care. The only way to find out, get in the ring. As I said, there could be multiple roadblocks between now and then. So if people really want to see Joshua Fury for Undisputed, then these guys need to be getting it on ASAP. ASAP. They need to be working out a deal with Wilder for him to step aside. Because I'm tired of that sucker keep holding up the heavyweight division. He could have solved this whole Undisputed thing a long time ago. But he didn't want to do it. We know why he didn't want to do it, because he was afraid. But now we have the opportunity. Tyson Fury will fight Anthony Joshua, and he will heavily favour himself to beat Anthony Joshua. But Joshua will also heavily favour himself to beat Tyson Fury. You want to become undisputed? You boys need to meet. Simple as that. I said no guarantees that Joshua's going to beat Pulev. No guarantees Fury's going to beat Deontay Wilder. And there certainly ain't no guarantee that Fury, if he ends up fighting Dillian Whyte, he's going to get past Dillian Whyte. Certainly not. Much like certainly not, no guarantee that Joshua could get past Alexander Usyk, who is, again, his next mandatory. Especially, or he still will be if he gets past Chisora. No guarantees in boxing. So to avoid any more kind of momentary Andy Ruiz style blips, they need to get it on pretty quickly. Otherwise, we may never see Joshua Fury. And we can end up seeing two other people fight for Undisputed. You never know. You never know, right? We can end up seeing Kubrat Pulev versus Dillian Whyte for Undisputed. Boxing's a funny old game. Really is, as Jimmy Greaves used to say about football. Anyway, you guys drop your thoughts below about it. As I said before, I understand totally what it is that Tyson Fury's getting at. He's done wonders in the heavyweight division. He put an end to the reign of Vladimir Klitschko. He put an end to the cowardness reign of Deontay Wilder. He's done absolute wonders. He really has. Could he go down as the greatest heavyweight in the history of boxing? Maybe. He's pretty close to it, isn't he? Certainly of this era, but again, he can't go down as the best of this era until he beats Anthony Joshua, until he beats Dillian Whyte. Much like Anthony Joshua currently, he can't claim to be the best of this era unless he gets in there with Tyson Fury. Again, maybe Deontay Wilder on that as well. A rematch with Dillian Whyte. All these guys need to be meeting each other, and at the end, whoever's standing tall, that'll be the man, won't it? But can Tyson Fury do this in his next two fights? Can he rematch Deontay Wilder and then defeat Anthony Joshua? He can. But listen, anyway, I don't want to babble on too long about it. Point is, yes, he's held every single belt. Absolutely. Absolutely proud of Tyson Fury. Much like I'm very, very proud of Anthony Joshua too. But fact is, you ain't undisputed. Please don't use that word, undisputed. You can only use words that are fact. And for it to be fact, currently, you need to see Anthony Joshua. Joshua needs to see Tyson Fury. It's the only way to solve it. The only way. I'm not into this whole fantasy thing. I'm not into fantasy linealships. I'm not into fantasy undisputed when it's not a fact. To make it a fact, you're going to have to go fight Anthony Joshua. Simple as that. much like Anthony Joshua is going to have to go fight Tyson Fury. It's the only way to solve it. It's the only way to get undisputed. Anyway, that's my thoughts. You drop me yours. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.